Welcome to another quick episode of Aquarius Farms. Today we're going to cover our primary method of pest control you see over here in the blue barrel, and our primary method, although it's really one of two methods of fertilizing our organic garden. So this is concentrated nightshade tea, which is a pest control method that was shared with us by my wife's grandmother, who used to run commercial greenhouses organically. And so what this is a concentrated nightshade solution made from primarily the sucker clippings of our 4,000 plus tomato plants. So we take those suckers, we crush them up, and then we make a concentrated tea. And nightshades of all forms, including tomatoes, are poisonous. It's just tomatoes are very mildly poisonous. But by concentrating those natural toxins, we make an extremely noxious brew that you really don't want to get on your skin. It'll cause immediate hives. You don't want to breathe too much because it'll make your airways start constricting, and it's just nasty stuff. And we spray this on basically all of our plants, and the only thing that it seemed totally ineffective at controlling so far is cutworms. It seems to keep most of the other bugs in check, at least to the point where, we're not killing everything, but we're controlling them enough they're not hurting us. And I think partially that's because this is more of a repellent than a straight pesticide that's going to kill bugs, so we have to spray it on a pretty regular basis, but it does seem to control them without wiping out the beneficial bugs that are helping control those populations as well. So in this white tank, we have a couple of air stones running off this pump, which is about $35 on eBay. If you see this style of pump, it's a very good deal. It's powerful, it's cheap, and it seems to be pretty reliable so far. So in here we're running oxygenation through a couple of very large air discs, and what we've put in here is compost, dirt, molasses, fish emulsion, and a few other naturally occurring things like comfrey, which have been shown to have some beneficial nutrients and compounds for plants. Now, we run aeration because we want to promote the growth of beneficial aerobic microorganisms, and aerobic means oxygen loving. So in order to do that, we have to make sure that we have plenty of oxygen available in the environment that we're breeding these bacteria. Now, we use molasses to feed them. You don't even necessarily need compost. You can just use dirt, as long as you augment with things like fish emulsion, kelp powder, the basic nutrients your plant needs. And the molasses fuels the bacteria. The bacteria also feed on the other things like fish emulsion. And what they do is break it down into forms that are immediately soluble by the plant, right? So the other method we use is just plain diluted fish emulsion, and all of our fertilizers we run straight through our irrigation system. It's a method known as fertigation, although ours is pretty Stone Age, which is suck all of the fertilizer into the piping system and then dump the line quickly back into the pond so you can push that fertilizer out with your water column behind it. So it's very low tech, but it's a whole lot easier than going around and spraying every plant. So this is half of how we fertilize, and this is our primary method of pest control, which is, again, it's a toxic repellent made from tomato clippings that seems to control bugs well but not harm the beneficial ones too much. So thank you for watching Aquarius Farms, and tune in again for our next episode.